It's against my programming to impersonate a deity.
What's going on? Today, I wanted to go over a few of the hypocritical statements that unbelievers, atheists, have against Christians, believers in God, in the biblical God. The first one I wanted to go over was people that say you believe in God because you couldn't deal with the realities of life. And this couldn't be further from the truth, because honestly, it's not easier to accept God. When you really truly accept God, that means you have to come to a statement of repentance. That means you have to come to a statement of saying, wow, I'm not a good person. All of the excuses I used to make about myself, I used to always try to use my past as reasons why I was the way I was. I had to throw all that out and say, you know what, I'm just a sinner like the Bible told me. So this wasn't an easy thing to do. This wasn't something fun to do. But on the contrary, it's hypocritical, because on the contrary, people that say that they don't believe in God, which I don't believe is really true. I believe people just make this up in their head because it makes it easier for them to get along with life. It makes it easier to get along with life because you don't have to accept that you're not a good person. You don't have to accept that you're not just an animal. Because when you say there's no God, you're just saying, okay, I'm just an animal, and I can do whatever I want. I don't have to worry about God judging me. So that's an easy way for atheists to get along with life, for them to say there's no God. So whenever an atheist tries to tell another believer that, oh, you needed God to get through life, you can just turn that right around on them. No, you need there not to be a God so you can get along with life, to make life easy for you.
Wake up!
The second
Wake up!
hypocritical statement that you get from evolution believers and atheists. You believe in a Christian God because that's what you've been taught by the American culture. Now, this is also another big no-no, because the truth is God has been taken out of the schools. So if anybody has been brainwashed or indoctrinated, it's the people that are going to school learning where the earth came from. And as anybody that can really spend time thinking about it will understand, is that nobody can sit here and tell you where the earth came from. No person that wasn't here when the earth began. There's no way you can know where the earth came from unless you were here at the beginning. And we have been given writings from our ancestors in our past coming down telling us where earth came from, and that those writings have been collected and put into the Old Testament. So that is the most reliable source we have for where the earth came from. Not any machines that they're trying to poke around in the dirt and try to find out. It's completely silly.
Sometimes I just don't understand human behavior.
The most brainwashed religion there is not Christianity. It is actually evolution, because that is just people believing what they've been told. You believe that we came from absolutely nothing, that we just popped out of nowhere because they told you. They believe that we used to be monkeys, but we still have monkeys because they told you. And we don't see any evolution still going on. There's no missing links in between animals and humans. There's no missing links. There should be thousands and thousands and thousands of different half-breeds and species coming into us that were missing. These are called missing links. But the most important thing that we're missing is the links between monkeys and humans. As you've seen on the charts of the monkeys going into humans, they have all these different stages that have never been found. These are all just drawings. But they come out with stuff like this caveman and all this, and science has actually shows that these were just regular people. They probably had different kind of diseases and things to make them look the way they did, just like people who have leprosy and things like that. And we also see that scientists have gotten so desperate that they have taken little small pieces of skull and small pieces of a tooth of an animal, and just have completely reconstructed a whole skull around it to say that this was some kind of half-breed between monkey and man, and they're completely fabricated in their mind. Another hypocritical statement that we get from atheists is Christians are judgmental and push their beliefs on others. And right when they say that, they're being hypocritical, because right when you say that, you're judging yourself. You're judging and telling a Christian not to judge others. That's a judgment. And whenever you're judging somebody for telling other people what to do, you're pushing your belief that it's okay for people to hurt themselves. That's your belief. If you believe that you shouldn't say something to somebody that is sinning, and remember, Christians believe that this is not it. We believe that this everlasting life. So it's much more loving for someone who does believe in everlasting life to help people to go to heaven. And although we can't do it by actions, we still want to preserve life as long as we can by keeping people from sinning, because sin equals death. Death is the payment for sin. So whenever an atheist says that Christians are pushing their belief, right away they're pushing their belief. They're pushing, and they also are judgmental by judging and saying that there's no God. That's a judgment right there in itself. Another hypocritical statement that atheists make is there's no proof for a God, so therefore he doesn't exist. Well, we can flip that right back around. Okay, there's no proof that there's no God, so that means he does exist. We can't use that logic. There's a big difference between proof and evidence. There's no way to possibly have proof of God. 100% proof, there's no way, because God is not in our universe. He's outside of our universe. He created it. He created time itself. So he's not bound by time. He's not bound by matter that we're bound in. So there's no way we can find God. So there is no way to prove he exists or prove he doesn't exist. But evidence is what we do have. And we have thinking minds. We have creation itself, which is evidence for a creator. This is why it's much more reasonable for there to be a God. For it to be the Christian God is also much more reasonable, because we have a conscience. We have something inside us that tells us what's right and wrong and urges us to do the right thing, even when the wrong thing might be more comfortable. We have something inside us that urges us to do otherwise. So this is what leads us to a moral God that does care about the way we act and the things we do. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this inside us that makes us feel bad for doing certain things. Another hypocritical statement is that the Bible goes against science, which is hypocritical because science itself has nothing to do with creation. There's no way we can recreate the world. So there's no way we can do it in a lab. There's no way we can have the start of the universe happen in a lab. So there's no way science can have anything to do with creation. Creation automatically is not scientific, because even if you believe that everything came out of nothing, out of just out of thin air, then that also is not scientific, because science today does not see things coming to existence out of nowhere. So, of course, the Bible doesn't say anything scientific, and neither do the scientists. The scientists that speak about creation, that is not scientific. If they say that there's a Big Bang, show me another Big Bang. Do it in the lab. We can't do it, so that's not scientific. Hypocritical statement. Another one is, I don't believe God because he's evil. Well, if you don't believe in God because you think he's evil, but you do believe in evolution, and evolution is evil. Look at all the people that died to make an evolution. If you don't believe in God because he's evil, well, but you believe in the universe and you praise the universe. But the universe is evil. It's the same universe. It's still the same things are happening. So by saying that God is evil, but the universe isn't evil, but evolution isn't evil, it doesn't make any sense. You know, so the whole thing is we're not changing any facts, but it's much more logical to believe that there is some kind of purpose in pain, and there's some kind of purpose to evil. As we see, like when you're working out, there's pain, but there's a purpose to that pain. It leads to something. As we see when women are giving birth, there's pain, but there's a purpose to that pain, and it brings something. And it's the same thing that Jesus, when he came and died on the cross, it was pain, but it also had a purpose to it. And now we're able to be saved by that pain he went through. Last little bonus thing I'm going to throw in is that a lot of people say that the earth and everything came by chance or by accident. And when we really think about this, what is chance? Is chance like a creative force, or is an accident like something that is that a person? Like, oh, chance came here and he made the earth. Like, this makes no sense. When people say that chance made the earth or accident made the earth, it makes no sense, because chance and accident are not things. They're not creative forces. So it makes no sense to say that chance made the earth. That's just what people say when they do not know. So if you're going to listen to somebody that clearly doesn't know, then you're going to also be a non-knower. You're not going to know what thing. You're going to be just as ignorant as someone that doesn't know. And this is what scientists always come down to. Well, we don't know where it started. Well, if you want to know something for sure, you better go to the people who claim to know. And these are the people that were here from the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Something to think about.
Do take good care of yourself.